Hello and welcome to this video where we will be taking a look at WP Umbrella, which is, as you can see here, the life-changing WordPress management tool for your agency. And what is this WP Umbrella thing? Well, it's a management tool for your agency where you can manage your different clients' websites. You can measure uptime, you can do backups, you can see the performance, and you can actually log in to each site from this panel, so you don't have to mess around with a lot of different passwords and get confused and things like that. And I tried using this for I think it's about a month ago. I was aware of this thing actually existed because I was looking for alternative to Block Vault, which I have been using and which I am using. Well, there are lots of differences between Block Vault and WP Umbrella, but basically it's kind of the same thing. Block Vault has existed for a longer time, so it has some more features, but it's pretty clunky and their user interface is not as nice as I'm going to show you that WP Umbrella actually is pretty nice. But yeah, I'm going to be making a video about probably going to compare Block Vault and WP Umbrella in a video in the future. But in this video, I'm just going to go through this. What is this thing? What can you expect from it? How does it work? How do you set it up? I'm not going to get into all the different little details, but I'm going to try to do my best anyway. So this is, as I already said, you can see a screenshot here. I can scroll down. You can see all these different things that you can do with it. You can maintain your website, update plugins, and you can have some sort of security. They don't yet have a firewall. But then you can monitor uptime, and you can actually send tailor-made reports to your customers, and you can do that automatically, which is pretty cool. You can even white label this stuff so it looks like that you actually made this system by yourself. So you can rename the plugin to whatever your agency's name is and things like that. But this, I really like this one here because it gives me a good first-hand impression, and I've been reading some of their blog posts as well, and they are so transparent with everything, their team. They even disclose their salaries and things like that. And they also have an open roadmap, so you can see where they're going, and they're very open to customers' suggestions for improvements and new features and things like that. And it's a small team, so they move pretty fast and they react quickly. So that's pretty cool. But if we go to the features tab here, let's have a look at what you can do here. Well, first of all, you install the plugin. Obviously, you need to have a plugin installed on your WordPress, and then you have to connect your API key. Of course, we have to log in before we can get our API key. But there's one API key that is connected to your that connects your WP Umbrella account to your WordPress sites, and then you can manage all the sites, and you can do bulk action, and you have a dashboard and stuff like that. But there's no reason to spend more time here. I'm just gonna try to show you how this works. So first of all, I'm going to log in because I already have one site added, and I'm going to show you how to add another site in this video and go through the different things that you can do. So I'm going to log in first. So now I'm logging in, and we should see the dashboard. I actually get an overview of my project in just a moment here. So you can see here, I get an overview of the projects that I have. And so far, I only have one client site that I've been testing this service on. And this is Vinloungen. It's a web shop that sells wine and other stuff. So you can see, you just get an overview right here. What is the Google's page speed score? It varies. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not so great. And you can see there are 2 plugin updates here, and I can see that I have set the daily backup. So it backups the site every single day, and I can see what the next time of the backup is. And I can see there's an inactive plugin here, so that's something that we could have a look at. I can also just click on this button here, and then I'm just going to be taken to it's just going to log me in here, but I'll have to sign in again here for some strange reason. So it's probably for security or something like that. Let's try again. All right, now it says logging you securely into Vinloungen. So I'm going to be logged into this backend right here of WordPress, where I can, I don't have to remember all of my logins. Of course, it's very important that you keep your password for WP Umbrella very secure and very strong, because if somebody gets access to this, to your site here, then you're gonna have a problem because, they're gonna have access to all your sites. They can log in and do whatever they want. But if I click on this one, then we can actually see the different things. We get like a menu here. I can see if there are any. This is like the first one is uptime performance. I can see how did it go the different days. This is kind of like GitHub. You can see when you add it to repositories, but this is not GitHub, but it's a really nice way to look at it, I think. And you probably also noticed the user interface is really beautiful. It's really nice. There's a lot of spacing. It's very, very easy to see what's going on here. I can see I have a response time that is pretty high right now, and I'm thinking that's probably because we have some other backups going on the site right now. I can see the uptime, I can see the page speed score, but I can also go down and I can see what does this look like. I can go see the last 7 days. What did it look like here? What has happened here? Oh, we have a problem here. I can see the last couple of days it's been the response time has not been really fast here, so I can go ahead and I can have a look at what this what is wrong. Anyway, I get like this is my uptime performance things. I can see here if we have any PHP issues. That's not really it just checks if you have the latest version of PHP installed, not the latest, but if it's a secure version, things like that. And then there's no issues here. We can go ahead, we can see what do we have, what kind of updates do we have here. We can see the plugins, and then we have a menu on the left side of the screen as well here, so we can go ahead and look at the themes. Do we have to update any themes here? I don't think we do actually have something here, so we can update these from here, and we can exclude it as well, which is a brand new feature they just added. So if there's a plugin that you are a little bit worried about that it messes up your site, if you had experience like this particular plugin from whatever, pretty often has bugs and stuff like that. So maybe you don't want to have this updating automatically. And I don't like to have automatic updates on my site because I would like to go and test every single one and see if there are any issues. But if you do like that, if you have your automated updates here, then you can exclude the update here. So so it doesn't update. But yeah, you can see here I can go ahead, I can update it directly from here, and which is pretty cool. So I can go ahead, I can do this and this, and these are pretty safe to go ahead. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna update this. We can also clear the cache of your sites after the update is done. Yes, we can definitely do that, and that's because I have WP Rocket, and this is actually, this system here, WP Umbrella, is compatible with WP Rocket and I think also other caching plugins. So right now I'm updating these pages or these plugins on the page, and you can see that it actually is going to do that. So that should give us some better scores here in the performance and security and things like that. So now they're updated. I can go back to the dashboard right here. I can go to plugins. I can see, because I didn't reload, but if I reload, I should see that there are no plugins to update right now. So that's great. So everything has been updated right here from the dashboard of WP Umbrella. So here you can do the themes as well. We can go ahead. Let's just say we want to do this. This is fine. We don't want to. There are no updates for this one, I think, right now. But you can just go ahead and exclude the updates if I don't want that. Then we have WordPress core as well. You can do that here. So that is the WordPress. I have the newest version, so that is not really a problem. Let's go to backups. Here you can set up and you can see all the different backups that you have here. You get an overview of how many posts are there and how much media is here and when does it expire. I think they keep it for about, I'm not sure, I think 2 months or something like that. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So I can go ahead here. I can restore the full website. That means that it restores everything from the database to the files to everything here. Then I can select to restore the files only and the database only, or I can just download my backup, if I want to install it somewhere else. Then I get the backup files. I don't know what's going on here. It's kind of weird right now. I think that's a little glitch. When I move down here, it actually, I can't select this. I haven't had this problem before. But they're updating this all the time, so it's kind of weird that I don't have time to do this. It just disappears after a couple of seconds. Anyway, I can do different things with this, with these things. So I can get the files, and I can get the database, and I can get the full backup. So that's cool. Then inside the content selector, you can actually go ahead and select what kind of files do you want to exclude, what files do you want to include, and also the database. If there are some tables that you don't want to restore or back up, then you can go ahead and set that here. I'm not going to get into that too much in this video, but that's a pretty nifty thing to be able to do. Then you can go ahead and set the scheduling. Usually I have daily backups, and I can go ahead and I can set the time the backup should happen, and that should obviously be a time probably at night when nobody is using the website, so it doesn't mess with the performance. So I asked the team at WP Umbrella what time this is. Is this my local time? Is this the time of the server that the site is running on? And it's actually Central European time. They say that they would add that a little notice here so you can see that. So yeah, you can set it up weekly. You can set it up monthly, daily, and if you want every 12 hours, you can do that as well. That's a little often, but yeah, maybe that's what you want. You can do it hourly as well, but that will cost you an extra fee of $2.49 per month. But that will be great, like for WooCommerce and e-commerce websites, if you have a lot of orders, a lot of customers. So yeah, that would be great to do that. And speaking of pricing, this is actually pretty cheap compared to other services. I didn't talk about that in the beginning, but if we go to the pricing here, you can see that you actually only pay $1.99 per month per site. So that is what you're paying. You're paying for what you're getting, and per month and everything. So that is just great. I'm sure that this price will increase in the future when they add new features and new things. But I'm hoping that they will do it progressively, so I can, just like we saw here, just like if you want to add an extra service like an hourly backup, that you can add other things as well. So that's basically what it is. You also have to, when you set it up, I'm going to show that in just a moment. When you set it up, you have to go ahead and set some FTP settings here, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well, because otherwise you're not going to be able to restore a site that that needs to be restored. If we continue to the security settings here, you can see if there's some high priority threats here. So we don't have anything here, but we can see we have one plugin that is inactive right here. And that's because we needed to do some tests, and that is probably also why we're getting this poor performance measurements. So actually, I'm just going to go in here, and I can do that now. I can go ahead and activate WP Rocket here, and that has been done now. So that will also give us some better performance over time. So that actually matches pretty well that what we have here. That it's the response time. So if we continue here and we go to security, you can see right now, I should of course reload this one, and then I'm not sure it's actually scanning anything. Actually, I have to scan it here because it doesn't scan it all the time. So now I launched the vulnerability scan, and then in a second it should hopefully update here that I don't have anything to worry about, that this plugin is not inactive anymore. It's going to take a little bit of time. So when I return to this tab right here, I should be able to see the newest data. Then something that's pretty cool is reports. So you can actually select a template. I do have a template here. It's called Webfar. That is our agency's name. And DA is for Danish, because mainly our customers are from Denmark, and so they need a template in Danish. But I'm going to create more templates for our international English-speaking customers in the future, and then we can link a template to that. But I'm going to get into that later in this video. So the settings here, that's just like basic settings. You can see what is the name of the project, what is the hosting provider. Well, they only have like, I'm using another one. I'm using simply.com, yeah, you can set the basic things here, and you can see basic authentication. So this is where I log in. This is the email I log in with the website, the WordPress installation, and here's the password. So yeah, that's how that works. And then of course I can go ahead and delete a site if I want to do that, but I don't want to do that right now. So that is a basic overview of what you can see and what you can do when you log into a client's website. You can also go to, like, if you go to sites, you get a list of everything here. And if you go to bulk management, that means if you have a lot of sites, you can go ahead and you can say, I want to update all of these at the same time. I prefer not doing that because I don't want to get a headache, if I update something on many different sites at the same time. So if I have this one, for example, ACF, and there's a bug in this one, and I go ahead and I select all, if I had more than one site connected here, I could go ahead and I could activate this one or exclude the update or roll back and things like that. So that's pretty cool that I can actually go ahead and roll back if there's something going on. So I have some bulk management right here with the plugins. And of course the WordPress core. Everybody needs to have a fresh WordPress core. So that is pretty well tested before they roll it out. So this is probably a thing that I would go ahead and do. And if I had many of them, I would update them here, but there's no updates available here since this is the latest version as of now. I can do the same with the themes and everything. So they also have a database optimization where you can remove some, I can go ahead, this one, we have a lot of things to go here. I can go ahead and I can optimize this one, and I can select if I want to delete the revisions in the database. I don't want to do that right now. And then we can do some other things here, but this is like a basic WordPress cleanup database plugin will do for you as well. So that's bulk management. Then you have reports, and this is pretty cool. So as I showed you before, when I went into this site here, I can show you again, and I have reports here. I have not selected anything right now, but right now you can see that I can actually select this one here, and then I can link that template. So I'm not going to do that just yet, but I'm going to go to reports, and then you can see that template that I have actually created here, and I can create more than one. As I said, I can have in different languages, I can have for different types of customers, etc. And as you can see, what is included in this report, you have an overview page. I don't have analytics. You can actually integrate Google Analytics and get some metrics to show in the template as well. And then you can see performance, uptime, and backups and updates and all of this stuff, and the health security check of the site. Custom work, you can actually add, if you did some extra custom work for the client, you can add that to the report. And this report you can send out to the customer every month, every 2 weeks, every week, something like that. You can actually do that. So site selector here, from here I can also do that right here, link the template. So I can not only do that from where I showed you before under sites, but I could also do that from here. But if I want to go ahead and have a look at this template that I created, so if I click on this one, I get a new set of options in the left side here, and I get like a preview of what it looks like here. Now, this is not exactly what it looks like. This is just a preview, and as you can see, that I have the title here. That doesn't look good, but I can always go here and I can go ahead and I can preview my template, and it's actually going to generate a PDF file, and I can see what it looks like. And it looks like this. So here it looks much better. So it's going to make the font size smaller depending on how long the words are and things like that. But you don't really see that here. That would be nice if you could see that here actually, but that's pretty hard to do, I think. So, but I set up the basic things. I set up the template name here, the report title. What language do I want? I want Denmark. So that should be Danish because Denmark is not a language. So, well, actually it's funny that they have... That's a little bit weird. I can select Danish and Denmark, so that's a strange thing. I'm just going to go ahead and select Danish as well instead of Denmark. That's funny. Okay, anyway, and the cool thing is actually if you're German or something, you have formal and freelance and informal. So they have a lot of different languages here. The thing is, I'm going to show you that in a minute, what you can change and what you cannot change. But first, you can select the date format. This is the typical European date format, and the time format, 24-hour clock, military time, and how you want to render the dates here. Then I can set a specific color here, and then I can set a logo, and this is our website or agency's logo here, Webfar. So I set that, and of course you save your settings here. Then you can go ahead to the content, and then you can look at the welcome message. If we go in here and we scroll down to the first page, this is going to be the welcome message, and I have set up something here. And you can see if I go ahead and edit this, this is the one that I see here. So I can select the title or change the title, and then I can, in this heading description, I can go ahead and do that as well. So, and as you can see, we have these weird brackets here, and that is actually a variables here. So I can go ahead and I can say, what variable do I want here? I can select first name, last name, company URL. If I want the site URL, I'm going to get that right here, and I can copy this and put it wherever I want. So I actually don't know if I can put it in the header description. I haven't tried that yet. I have just put it in here just to prepare this report. But I know that I can do it here, obviously, because this is where I can select the variable. So maybe I should just delete this one to make sure. But actually, it would be nice to have. Here is your maintenance report for, and then the website URL. Then I have the title here, and that means dear, and then the name of the client, the first name of the client, and then I have a little message here, like a custom message that I can say, we did backups for you, and here you will get this information and that information, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's cool. Then I can go back here, or I can save it. Then I have an overview page, and that is this page right here. And now it gets a little bit, I would really like, I can only select or change the heading title and this one that you can see right here. I cannot change the text in here. If I want uptime instead, or backups instead of sikkerhedskopiering, which is the word for backups in Danish, I cannot change that. I reached out to the team and they said that in the future it is on their roadmap and their to-do list, so they're going to update that. And similarly, if I go back here and we have some other things, for example, performance and uptime here, yeah, I can only change the heading and the title. But if we scroll down in the report here, you can see, so this is the only thing I can change, this and this. But this, I can't change that. I would like to be able to exactly do whatever I want here, write whatever I want here. But that is something they are going to update in the future. But you can see, if you scroll through this, you can see the different things that has been updated, and you get all of the different stuff. And this is really impressive for sending your customers this, your clients. They're gonna be, wow, this is really cool. I got to report every single month or every 2 weeks or every week that this stuff has happened to my site. Yeah, you can go ahead and you can change all of these different things in the closing message. You can also go ahead and add custom work. If I add that to the report, I can go here and I can I can make like a list of other things that I have done to the website. So I changed this and I did this and that and other things that has nothing to do with WP Umbrella. That of course up to you if you want to use that. I'm just gonna deselect it for now. Also, I am going to do this here. We can have analytics. You can connect to Google Analytics, and then you can get some data from Google Analytics here. Right now, I don't have anything connected to Google Analytics here, so I can't show you how to do that. But I'm gonna try to do that later in this video, where we set up a brand new site on this and show you how to do that. So I'm gonna go back, but this is just to show you the details. You can go ahead and put in your reports for your customers. You can even move this, like the pages, up and down, so I can take this and drag and drop it if you want this. If you find that performance uptime is more important than the updates, you can add that before everything else. Of course, the welcome message and the overview are stuck at the top, and the closing message, of course, that makes sense. Then I can go ahead to this email, and this is another cool thing. So if I want to send out these reports automatically to all of my customers, I can do that. But I don't want to send it from the no reply WP umbrella, so I can actually connect my own custom domain name and the sending name. My name is Morten, so I would write my name here, so it looks like it actually comes from me, which it does, but it's just sent out automatically. And I can put in the subject line and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go in here, and you have to go ahead and change some DNS settings, set up some records, DNS records, in order for this to work. And then of course you will be able to it's a little bit weird that since I selected the Danish language, that I don't have the Danish language here. This is just an English text here, but it's no big deal. I can go ahead and I can write this by myself. Then I can go ahead and schedule how often do I want to send this. So I can do it manually, and you can see here how you actually send a report manually. I'm not sure about that, but this is another cool feature. Like, you actually have some help articles here in the right panel, so you can scroll through that if you need some help with something. I'm not gonna get into that now because I don't want to do it manually. Maybe I want to do it monthly. So every end of the month, custom day, I guess I'm not like on the 2nd of every month. I don't know why you can't select the 30th or the 1st. I guess, I don't know what time, or you can go ahead and end of the month and start of the month at what time. So I don't know what start of the month means, if it's the 1st or 2nd or 3rd or whatever it is, but definitely that's what you can do here, or weekly, every Monday as well. And of course, you can you can make different packages for your different clients. Like if they want to report every week, maybe they can pay an extra fee for that. If they want, if you update their site every week, if you update their plugins and their sites every 2 weeks, or depending on what kind of agreement you have with your client. So yeah. In here we can go to the site selector, and that's what we talked about already. And you can also actually, I'm not quite sure what this is, but yeah, I should actually go ahead and associate this with this one. So link the template. I'm not sure what the difference is, because this is the first time I saw this, what the difference is between the site selector, email to integration. So this probably has to do with the email. So some other things that I want to show you is, if you go to the account here, you can actually of course, you have your profile, your subscription, all of that stuff. You have some integrations as well. So that is the Google Analytics. So if you want to add Google Analytics to your reports, you can do it here. And you can sign in with as many Google Analytics accounts as you want. Maybe it's a great idea to have your clients actually give you access to your main company Google Analytics account, because then you only have to connect one account, and then I think you can have like 100 properties or something on one account. And if that is not enough, you can connect multiple Google Analytics accounts. So yeah, that's what you can do as well here. Then you can go ahead and you can white label this, which is pretty cool. So if you don't want people to know that it's a WP umbrella that you're using for this, you can change the plugin name so it doesn't look like it's WP umbrella in your plugins in WordPress. So you can go ahead and you can put your own company name here, and your agency's website here, and things like that. So that's pretty cool. And you can also go ahead in the maintenance reports, of course, the from email, that's what we just showed you before. You can go ahead and select the ones, and when you have set that up inside reports, as I showed before, you'll be able to select that here, I think. And then from which web file would you send the email? That is another thing that I just showed you before. So that's some of the white labeling things you can do. You can also have they have a tiny CRM system here. This is the customer that has this website that I have connected, and I can add some stuff here. I can go ahead and edit, and I'm not going to blur out his information and other information in this video, but I can get his phone number and his website and his name and his emails. You can add more than one email. So you actually have a little CRM system here where you can go and find information on your customers. And it also says this data can be used as variables in the report. So first name, last name, I can go ahead, hello, this name, and so on and so forth. Labels, we can add labels, so you can add some different things to. I'm not really sure how I would use this, but if you go to sites, you can see you can actually add a label to. If I go to one of the sites, I can add a label, and that is I can select the label, but that is where I create the label. So if it's you have an overview of some sites that are different from others, and you want to show that with a label. I can download the plugin here. I can do that as well from the WordPress when I install the plugin, just by searching for it. And then I can see the product roadmap, which is something I started talking about. You can see what is planned. You can see what is in progress. Plugin and themes rollback. So that's actually not totally included yet. I thought it was, but then you can see what is complete already. And they really work fast, and they're really great with the feedback. You can go ahead and you can request some features, categories. So it's really nice. You can upvote it, save update feature, whatever that is. This is planned already. Many different things that you can go ahead here. Alerting system, all of this stuff. You can get an overview, and they really listen to you if you add something here. And it's really cool that you can go ahead. If you look at this one, you can read all the comments here. You can go and comment, and they do reply, and people are really good at giving great feedback and everything. So yeah, so I really like already right now WP Umbrella, because as you can see, the user interface is so intuitive and so easy to use, and it looks like something you have used before. And yeah, compared to other management tools for WordPress, this is just totally the best. And of course, they have support, so you can go ahead here, you can search the support database here, the documentation, but you can also go ahead and ask and send them an email, and then you get a reply pretty quickly. I am going to show you how to install this from scratch, how to add a site, and I'm gonna add our own agency's website here, and then I'm gonna show you how that is done. Okay, let's continue this video. I have to say that I had to take a day off. I recorded what you have just watched yesterday, and then I encountered some problems with WP Umbrella, and I couldn't connect to my site. I had some different problems setting up the backups and things like that. So I had to contact support, and it turned out that they had actually just done a backup, not a backup, but they had just done some updates, and I had to change something, and there was something wrong with the cache, so it showed some wrong things in the backend here. But they fixed that really quickly, and they were totally honest about what happened. I'm not quite sure if they have totally fixed the problem, because right now I can see on my site here, I have the backup is off, but if I click on it, I can go ahead and I can have a look here, and I can see that the scheduling is set to back up. So there's probably something wrong. I've contacted the team about that today. But anyway, all the other things should be solved, and I am going to continue this video by showing you guys how to set up a new site. And I'm going to set up the new site, or import a new site into WP Umbrella, and show you how to do that by installing a plugin on my website. And this is our webfar.dk website, which is the agency's website. So I'm going to go into plugins, and inside plugins, I'm just going to add a new plugin. I have some updates here, and that's on purpose because I want to show you in Umbrella how that looks, even though you already know if you've watched up until now. But I'm just going to go ahead and search for the plugins, and I'm going to search for WP Umbrella, which I already did here. So I'm going to look for that again, and then I get it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and install that, and then after it has installed, all I have to do is add an API key, but I have to activate it first. And I should say I also deactivated Block Vault on this site, the plugin that Block Vault installs on your site, because I'm afraid that they will be, there's a conflict or something like that. I don't think so, but just in case. I'm going to clear the cache anyway right now, and I'm going to go to the settings. And inside the settings, it's going to ask me for an API key. Well, this section over here, I can sign up. So that is if you just download the plugin like I just did, you can sign up here. But I already have an account, so I don't have to do anything. I just have to enter my API key here. So to do that, I just have to go over here, and then I have API key. Click to copy. It's not going to show you. It's just going to show you a portion of it. So yeah, and then I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to hit save, and then hopefully it's going to say, great, the website is connected to your API key. Good. There's one more thing you can do here, which is to enable error monitoring. And I want to enable that as well. The one-click access is already enabled from the get-go, so we don't need to worry about that. And that means it just means basically that you can log into your WordPress from WP Umbrella. But I'm going to enable this right here. And what you don't want to do, you don't want to hit save again, because if you hit save again, you're going to have a wrong API key. And I did that yesterday when I recorded the video. So they could maybe make the user interface a little bit easier to understand here, so you don't hit save, because usually when you switch something on, you always want to hit save after that. But I don't have to do that in this case. But what I can do now, I can go back to WP Umbrella, and what do you know? It's already here. I already get the data. I see there's one update. I see the backup is off, and that's true in this case because I haven't set it up yet, but that's what I'm going to show you. So let me go into this. Let me show you. I don't have much here. Of course, it hasn't collected any data yet, but it's really cool how fast it just connects and how it just shows up in the list of your sites here. It's really, really easy to do. What I want to go ahead and do is I want to go to my settings first, and then I just want to select the user to log in with. So I can go down here, and I have this WordPress user admin, and I'm going to select the user that I want to log in with. And I've done that right now. Then I can just go ahead and update my settings. and that's it. Then every time I click on the login button, I'm gonna log in with this user. Maybe you have an agency, maybe you have like a common email address or username that you log in with, so all the different employees in your company can log in from that. This is a personal email that I have added because this is a long time ago. I made this website and I didn't have my company website email address back then. Anyway, now I should be able to go back to sites here, and I should be able to just click on WP admin and I should be logged in. I'm already logged in here, so let's actually go here. Let's actually log out from my WordPress installation and close this window down. And then I'm gonna click on the WP admin and see what happens. It says login you securely into, and hopefully I'm gonna be logged in just a second here. And I am. So that's really easy. You can just log in directly to your WordPress installations from here. I'm gonna go here, and then I am going to start setting up the backups. So that's what I want to do first. The first time you make a backup, it's gonna take a long time because it has to back up all your files and all your database tables and everything. What we want to do first, we just want to take all of our files. You can see there's some, you can exclude files. I'm just going to click on this one, and you can see the files that are excluded. I'm not quite sure. Just the cache, we don't want to back up the cache, of course, and there's some other stuff here that we don't, some server stuff that we don't want to do anything about. Yeah, I'm just going to confirm that, and we don't have any tables excluded here, so I'm just going to click save and continue, and then it's going to take me to how often do I want to do the backups. And I think for my site, it's fine if I just have a daily backup. So that's what I'm going to select here, daily backup. And this time here is, as I think I mentioned earlier, is Central European time. So I'm going to add in like what is it, 3 o'clock at night, something like that. That's when people are not really using the website. So that's great. I'm going to save and I'm going to finish. And then it's going to start the backup. This is going to take some time. This is going to take a couple of hours, maybe 3 hours or something like that. But it's going to run in the background, so you don't have to worry about anything. You can continue setting up everything. So we just went through the content selector, and we just went through scheduling. Now we have to do the restoration settings here. You have to set up FTP, or actually you have to use SFTP, Super FTP, or SSH. So you have to put in some credentials here. These credentials I am going to get from my host. Not only do I need to set up the credentials, my host actually requires that you have an SSH key that you will get from here as well. Let me show you how to do that. Before I do that, I just want to tell you that it's very important that this is actually just, there's no port here, so you have to enter the port by yourself. It's a little bit confusing that it's already there because it has to be 22 if it's SFTP, but I don't think it works if you don't enter it, so you actually have to enter that by yourself, like this. But I'm just gonna paste in all of my different credentials right here. This is not my credentials, and this is not, I'm gonna blur stuff out here, obviously, but I am just gonna pause the video and I'm gonna put in all of my different information here. So now that I have done that, I can click save, and it's gonna save all of the settings, and then I can click test the connection, and this should not work. Let's see what happens. Yeah, we were unable to connect your FTP. Please check credentials. So that is because I can go ahead and I can use my SSH key without a password, but my host does not allow that, which is great for security and everything. But what I have to do, I have to go to my hosting provider, log into the dashboard there, the control panel, and I have to paste in an SSH key. Obviously, I'm not going to show you that. I'm just going to click here, and then I get the SSH key copied up here, notification. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to add my, I'm going to give it a name. You're going to see what I'm doing right now, but I'm going to give it a name, and then I'm going to paste in this key that I just got from clicking on that link. And in a second, it should be set up. Just wait a second. Here we go. And I'm going to click in my host here on add SSH key, and I can see that it has been added with no problem at all. There might be a problem when you click here. I find that there are too many spaces when you copy this. There are too many spaces, so you just have to have a look at what if you don't know what a normal SSH key looks like, you have to delete some white space in there. So I'm going to test the connection again and see what happens. And there we go. We have success. I'm going to close that again, and Then the next thing I want to do is I want to define the path of the WordPress installation. So I can click here and I can simply select which one it is. Actually, it has to be the, on my server at least, I have to select the absolute path, not a relative path. So I'm gonna have to click on var because that's where my website is, and www, and then I'm gonna have to click on my website right here, and then I have to click on public HTML because I have some different installations here. So I'm gonna select this folder. All right, so now I'm gonna save it again, and just to make sure, I wanna go ahead and I want to test the connection once again just to see if it's still connected, and it is. So that is all great. So that means that actually we're not able to restore a backup on this website unless we have this information. So it's very important. It's very cool that they're using SFTP because that is safe, as it says here. If you're still using FTP to transfer files, it might be the time to increase your security standards! ! And I could not agree more. So that's a great thing that that they have that. It's also much faster and much more secure. So that is basically what you have to do to set up this thing. We don't really have to do many other things. We can go back to our overview, and you can see it's still backing up here. We can go to the security, see if there are any issues here. We can. There's so many things we can do here. So there's not really anything I have to take notice of here. I can go ahead and I can say, do I want to send a report to myself? Well, probably not, but I can go ahead and the report we created earlier, I can just connect that one to it right here. And yeah, that's basically it. So the backup is going to take some time. It's backing up right now. And I can show you some other things while he's doing the backups. I don't want to do any updates right now because it's backing up right now. So I'm going to wait with that until there's no backup in progress here. And the reason it's taking this long is because first time, of course, they have to, as I said already, they have to back up everything. The next time you do it, it's going to be an incremental backup. And that means that it's not going to back up the stuff that you already backed up yesterday if no changes have been made to those files. So that's pretty cool, and it doesn't put a lot of load on your server and on their servers as well. So that's pretty cool. Well, there is another thing I want to mention here. You can actually create a manual backup, and I kind of like doing this manually just before I upgrade or update plugins and things like that. Because then I know for 100% that there's been no like WooCommerce orders on the site just before I do the updates in case I need to roll back. But I know that they're working on rolling back. I think they actually just released it this morning. I just saw an email, but I didn't look into it. But I think they just released that you can actually roll back plugins that you've installed, and that you can do safe backups. You can create a manual backup, but you can only do 3 manual backups. They take some more. The reason is it doesn't really say you can only take up to 3 manual backups. It doesn't say how often. I had to look into that. That's actually a month. It would be nice if they added that here. And that's because they do take more space, and they do take more server load and things like that. So I don't want to do that right now, but that's a possibility. I'm hoping that maybe if you're going to need to do this, that you can buy like an add-on in the future. That would be cool. You pay a little bit extra, and then you can do all the manual backups that you want to do. I also hope that in the future they're going to offer a staging environment, so you can do just like Block Vault and other services like this, that you can spin up a quick staging site and do some tests there, and then you can roll back and test everything there. But let's continue while this is backing up. Let's do something else. What I want to do, I want to get into this reports again. And I want to go ahead and I want to set up this stuff right here. I want to set up the email. Remember, we talked about this. So I'm gonna use a custom domain, and that's where I get this one here. So I have to go ahead and configure this. And I want to use my own domain name to send reports to my clients. So I need to edit my SPF and DKIM records. To edit your SPF record, I have to add the following value, and I'm gonna do that as well. I don't know, you can find other tutorials on how to do this if you don't already know, but you have to go to your host, and then you have to go to your DNS settings, and then you have to add these records here, and I'm just gonna add that right now, and then hopefully it's gonna work. Before I pause the video and I set up these values in the DNS settings, these records, I just want to talk about this a little bit because you can see as I already have one here. So I don't want to just create a new one. I actually want to edit this or delete the old one that looks like this. So I already have one here. So it's very important that because I'm using Google Workspace here, and we need to put this one in our DNS settings, this text record. And actually, I have to include all of this stuff right here. As you can see, it's including this one right here. So I need to include one more thing. What I have to add is include mailgun.org. I guess that's what they're using to send out the emails. The thing is, I can copy this one here, but if I go to this here where I have to include everything, and this is fine, you can see this, I'm going to paste it in, and it doesn't put in the other thing. I actually have to add the include myself. So, and I can't really copy that, so that's a little bug, I think. I can't even do it here. You know, if I do that, that's exactly the same issue. So what I do here, I could just type it out, but just to be sure, I'm gonna inspect here. I'm gonna see what do they actually have inside this button here. I'm gonna go ahead, and then I can see here. I'm just gonna copy that, and I'm gonna take that and add that into my DNS settings right here. Just like that. It looks right. SPF, include mailgun, or include SPF. So I'm just going to update my existing DNS records for that. Now I set that up, and apparently it actually works really fast. Sometimes it can take up to 24 hours before these DNS settings take effect, the changes. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and then you can see you can set up some optional setting up CNAME records for client engagement tracking, and that's possible. So you can see if your clients actually open these emails. I'm not gonna do that at all. I'm gonna do that later. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip this step. And then, I can go ahead and manage my sending domains. And now I do have this webvar on. It's not verified yet. So I'm thinking that it's probably not, the DNS settings has not yet taken effect, but I can go ahead and configure. And then I think I can verify here. Right now, I don't have anything. So it can take some time until we get this set up and this working. I guess I'll need to replace it by this. Well, that's not what I need to do. This is my CNAME. So I think this one has already been done. It looks like the values are as they should be. Okay, so I just figured out that you actually have to click this button in order for it to work. I can see that my SPF and DKIM records are well configured, so they're already working. But I actually have to click on skip this step, and then I'm gonna get this well done, your domain has been verified, and then I can go ahead and manage sending your domain, and then it looks like this. But it's a little bit confusing that if we have a look at this again, view DNS records, that I actually have to click on skip this step. I can't click on skip this step here. And then it works. It has been configured. So now everything is as it should be, I guess. So that's definitely how you set that up. I'm going to go ahead for the WordPress plugin, and I'm just going to add my own company's name here, just, and my logo and everything. I don't need to show you guys that because it's pretty simple to do, because you just need to fill out these fields and upload a logo and things like that. But I should mention that you can also hide the plugin from the list in your WordPress installation. I'm not going to do that because I like transparency, and I like the client to see that there's actually a backup or management plugin installed on their site. If that's something I'm selling to them, then they should be able to see it. So yeah, I'm just going to update these settings and get back to you in a second. Okay, now I have updated my white labeling text to my likings, and I just want to show you that you can also add some company details. So it's pretty cool that your customers can actually find support information if you want that. I want them to be able to view the company details, but I don't have any company details yet, so I have to click on this one, and then I get this one right here. So I'm just going to add my company name and address here. So I saved my company details, and I am going to switch this one on and see what happens. I don't really get anything here, so I'm not sure if that's gonna work. But anyways, yeah, right here, it looks like this. So that's pretty cool that you can see that. There is still one thing left to do though, and that is integrating Google Analytics with WP Umbrella, so I can put it in the reports for my customers, for my clients. So I'm gonna go to this area right here, and I'm gonna select integrations. And this is pretty easy. You can connect as many Google Analytics accounts as you want, or it's actually your Google account. So it is probably a good idea if you get your clients to share their Google not accounts, but their properties with your Google account. So you have access to it from there. So they don't have to share all of their passwords for all of their Google, Gmail, all of that stuff. That's not a great idea for them and for anyone in that, for that matter. So you just go ahead and you just sign in with Google, and it's very easy. The integration is very, very easy. And it's going to ask me for verification, and I'm going to say, yes, it's me on my phone here. And then everything should be okay. I don't want to do that right here, but that's great. I'm going to continue, and I do trust WP Umbrella. And then we're going to see what happens here. Right there it is. So I successfully connected my Google Analytics account. So what I can do now is go back to my reports, and I can check out this report right here, and I can go inside the content, and first of all, I can switch on the Google Analytics part here, save my settings, and then I can go to email to and integrations, and that looks like this. In a second, we will see the list here. So right now I can see I did not select the web property here, but I can see now that it's connected. I can actually go in here and I can select the one that I need for this website here, and I can save all the settings. And that does mean that I don't have anything right here. So I have all of them is here, and this one is working, but this one has a little red exclamation mark here. It says your analytics is not defined for this project. So it says action needed here. So I did not know if this meant that you will not get, that the VLounging website here will not get their report, or it's just going to strip out the page in that report. So if I go back to content here, this is what I'm talking about. If I go into the analytics, I can also just preview the template right here. Then we can go to the report, and we can see there's probably added something right here. If we go back and down here, you can see, okay, we got some Google Analytics data right here. So that's pretty cool. Looks great as well. So and actually it's using the colors that you input, that's or shades of that color, which is pretty cool, your brand colors. I reached out to the WP Umbrella team, and they told me that they have coded it in a way that if this is not connected, it's just going to strip out this this part of the report. But they also said that it's probably a better idea, just to be 100% sure, that you go ahead and you actually make another report for those customers you don't want to send analytics data to. So we can go ahead here and we can duplicate this one. And yes, I want to confirm this, and I can go ahead here. I want to, instead of calling this, I'm just gonna go no GA, no Google Analytics. I'm gonna call it that, and it's gonna be exactly the same thing. I'm going to save and continue, and then I am in this one. I'm just going to disable this, and then of course I'll have to edit this stuff here as well. But yeah, I think save settings and continue. Let's just do the same thing here. Monthly, start of the month at, I don't know, what do we want to do, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. That's fine. Good. And the site selector, so we already have this active template here, but this is the one I don't yet have any Google Analytics data for. So I can go ahead, I can save and continue, and save and finish. And we can go back here, we can go ahead and we can see this one should be site selector. So I don't want, I'm gonna unlink this one, confirm, and then I'm gonna go back to this one and site selector, and then I'm gonna link this one right here, link template, and I can select which template, and this is the one that we just created, just like that. So now we have one template, report template with Google Analytics, and one without, so we can go ahead and use those, but other than that, they're identical. But yes, we have set up a new site here, and it just works flawlessly. There are some few things, and this is kind of a new product, and I'm sure that they will be like updated in the future, because they're very responsive, as I think I've said many times, and very nice people as well. I've been in touch with them a couple of times leading up to this recording. So, but I don't know what to say. I mean, this is a great, amazing, easy to set up, easy to get an overview product here. As I said, there are some features that are missing, but I know and I hope that they will add that in the future. It will be great if, you know, if they had a firewall, if they had some more security settings. But as you saw before, you can see that they really have a lot of things planned and a lot of things in the pipeline, and they're updating almost all the time, which is also like when you watch this video, if you watch this video in the future, then it's probably not going to look exactly like this because they're adding new features all the time. So this is kind of a no-brainer for me. The pricing, the way you could set it up, and the things that the responsiveness of the team, the support, the speed, the ease of use is just a no-brainer for me. I am definitely going to start moving my other clients to this from other places where I manage WordPress sites, and I'm hopefully going to have a very long list soon. So yes, I can recommend this product. It's a great product. I love working with it. It's so easy to get an overview of everything, and the way you can send out reports is just great. So there are probably some things that I missed in this review and this walkthrough, but yeah, that's how it is. So thank you for watching, and I hope you will enjoy WP Umbrella as much as I am. Thanks. Bye-bye.